3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to this week's mailbag. I am Doug Kyed, and if you have a question for me, tweet it to me at Doug Kyed using the hashtag MailDog. And let's start off with an easy one here from JT, who asks, do you believe this Patriots team can win a Super Bowl? I do. I know that they looked very bad against Tennessee Titans, but they were coming off a 6-game winning streak. They've still got 6 more games to pull together, and I do still think this is a talented Patriots team. I think the Patriots always go through some of these tough games. Usually they don't happen midway through the season, but given the Titans' familiarity with the Patriots, not only at cornerback with Malcolm Butler and Logan Ryan, not only at running back with Deion Lewis, but in the coaching staff as well with Mike Vrabel, the general manager John Robinson, defensive coordinator Dean Pease, this was a team that knew the Patriots very well, and I don't really expect to see another team that knows the Patriots as well as this get in their way before the playoffs, before the Super Bowl. So I do still think they're one of the most talented teams in the NFL. I think most people consider the Kansas City Chiefs to be the most talented team in the AFC, and guess what? The Patriots beat them. I think they could do it again. So yeah, I think it could be a little bit of tough sledding. They might not be playing at home in the playoffs the whole way through, but I do still think they can win a Super Bowl. Second question here comes from at Gamecock Fury, who asks, why hasn't Brady targeted Chris Hogan that much this season? That's a really good question. I think some of it is the fact that Tom Brady really kind of had to rely on Chris Hogan early in the season, and he wasn't there for him that often. Chris Hogan was being covered by #1 cornerbacks. He wasn't getting open. He didn't become a dependable weapon early in the season. Since then, Tom Brady has had Julian Edelman off the suspension, Josh Gordon, he's been getting up to speed. James White's still a big part of the offense, so he just hasn't really been looking Chris Hogan's way. I do kind of expect that to change though, because as everyone was going through the film of last week's game, we did notice that Chris Hogan was open pretty often against the Titans. So Tom Brady definitely should have looked Chris Hogan's way. Maybe as he reviews the film, he will see that and start targeting Chris Hogan a little bit more here moving forward, because I actually don't think Chris Hogan himself has been bad. He just hasn't been getting the targets. Third and final question here comes from Jonu Thorpe, who asks, how do you think Duke Dawson is going to change the cornerback depth chart? That's a really good question, because the Patriots did finally activate Duke Dawson off of injured reserve this week. I think that he could cut into Jonathan Jones' snaps at slot cornerback. Jonathan Jones has been fine this season as a slot cornerback, but he really has not been one of the top slot cornerbacks in the NFL. So if the Patriots feel that Duke Dawson can serve as an upgrade over Jonathan Jones, I don't think they'll be afraid to throw him in there. I wouldn't expect that to happen right away, though. I think the Patriots will continue to get Dawson up to speed before he becomes their top slot cornerback, but it's certainly possible by the postseason that Duke Dawson has taken on a big role on this team, as I said earlier. If you have a question for me, tweet it to me at Doug Kyed using the hashtag MailDog.